On a cold October night, 32-year-old Daniel Carter stepped out of his apartment in a quiet small town. No one thought anything of it. But that simple walk would soon turn into a mystery that still remains unsolved today. Security cameras showed Daniel walking calmly down the empty street around 11:47 p.m. The town was silent, the fog slowly covering the road, and everything seemed completely normal, at least at first. Moments later, Daniel checked his phone while walking through the foggy road. Investigators later discovered that this exact location was where his phone sent its final signal. As Daniel continued walking, something began to feel strange. The street was empty, yet he kept looking behind him, as if he felt someone watching him from the darkness. Instead of turning back toward town, Daniel stopped near a dark forest beside the road. For reasons no one understands, he slowly stepped off the road and walked into the trees. This forest became the last confirmed location where Daniel Carter was ever seen alive. After that moment, he simply vanished without a trace. While walking deeper through the foggy forest path, Daniel suddenly heard a strange sound echoing between the trees. It wasn't clear where it came from, but it definitely caught his attention. He turned on the flashlight on his phone and scanned the darkness around him. The fog moved slowly between the trees, but the source of the sound remained hidden. Then Daniel noticed something unusual ahead of him. Through the mist, a dark shape slowly appeared, an old structure hidden deep in the forest. In the middle of nowhere stood an abandoned wooden cabin. The windows were broken, the walls looked old and damaged, and it seemed like no one had been there for years. Most people would have turned around and left immediately. But for some reason, Daniel walked toward the cabin and slowly pushed the creaking door open. The inside of the cabin was dark, dusty, and completely silent. Old furniture was scattered across the floor, and the air felt heavy and strangely unsettling. Caught his attention. Strange markings were carved into the wood, symbols that didn't seem to make any sense. The longer Daniel stared at the symbols, the more uneasy he felt. It was as if the cabin was hiding something that shouldn't have been there. Then suddenly, Daniel heard footsteps behind him. Slow, quiet, but clearly moving inside the cabin. He quickly turned around, expecting to see someone standing there. But the room was empty. There was absolutely no one behind him. The silence inside the cabin became almost unbearable. Daniel slowly walked toward a dark hallway, feeling like something inside the building was watching his every move. On a dusty table nearby, Daniel noticed an old photograph lying face down. Curious, he picked it up and wiped the dust away. What he saw in that photograph shocked him. The picture showed several people who had reportedly gone missing from nearby towns years earlier. Suddenly, a loud noise came from outside the cabin window. It sounded like something moving quickly through the trees. Daniel rushed to the window and looked into the foggy forest. But the trees stood still, and the forest looked completely empty. At that moment, Daniel decided it was time to leave. Something about that cabin felt deeply wrong, and he didn't want to stay there any longer. As he walked quickly through the forest trail, Daniel felt a terrifying sensation. It was the feeling that something was following him through the fog. To this day, no trace of Daniel Carter has ever been found. His disappearance remains one of the town's most disturbing unsolved mysteries. Please don't forget subscribe and share like my YouTube channel. The Dark Case Fought Pound.